Well, welcome back to Bear's Rod Shop here for September 17th. Just a little update on the old cancer journey, esophageal cancer. And yesterday I had to go in, was going to be there on 9/11, an historic day in Texas, not really a sad day. 20 years ago, our trade centers and our Pentagon and field over in I went blank, but devastation and more were about to happen on that tragic terrorist day. But I did watch a lot of ceremonies and tributes, shout outs yesterday for 9/11. And may we all just say a little prayer for those survivors that are still, have survived it, but those that have passed on lost their lives trying to save others and lost their life. All right, I went in yesterday on that date at the exact same time that we all here in the U.S. started getting reports of this at 11 o'clock till about 11:30. Prior to that, I went in and got the blood test. I always get that. The day 9/11, I don't know why, but where you get your blood test, I have a port right here. Everybody was off that has permission or certified to access your port. Let me adjust this camera just a hair. Well, it won't adjust like I wanted it to. All right, it's cockeyed. Just like me. Okay. All right. Anyhow, off subject. So my report come back low. Now we'd already went through this from the people over at Baylor and coming into oncology over here in Weatherford. Hey, I'm losing blood, guys. I'm losing blood. Black stool. Good sign. Positive sign. And I know that in the CTs, MRI stuff, in my stomach I got cancer, but there has to be an ulcer in there. It's maybe in my colon. Don't know yet. But right now the object is to shrink the tumor in the esophagus so that they can get another endoscopy down in there and get into my stomach. And take that tool in there with, once they shrink it, the little 4mm camera that did the biopsy in that crowded area. It doesn't probably have the searing deal. I don't know what the reason is. But anyhow, they get in the stomach and they find an ulcer or two or however many and be able to sear it like they did Sammy's cancer bout when she was there at a year and a half ago. She had 3 major ulcers seared and stopped the blood, and she had numerous transfusions. We're getting off subject. We're on the journey of mine right now. Okay, there was still alerts there on the RBC. The last one was at 220, and I'm up to 256, but I still have an alert. And I'm not going to try to read all these, but the hemoglobin, like I say, it was 6.2 last time, 7.1. They needed it at 14, but anyhow, I went ahead with the chemo yesterday. Thank God, we got something started. And then the last report was a 19.6 on the hem. I ain't gonna try to pronounce it. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a hobbyist machinist, a poster. Hemathorac. Okay, 22.3. It was up a little. And I'm not gonna go through this whole list, but in order to keep things rolling and get things done, if not, they would have to go in and open up my stomach right now, and that is a no-brainer. I mean, that's a no-brainer, no wayno, no nothing. It would cause what cancer's there, it would take off like a rocket to get in there with an open seizure and get into my stomach. And then, of course, I wouldn't have, they'd have to take and put the PEG peg tube over into the bowel duct area, or I, literally dehydrate. I couldn't keep water or live on an IV, and I'm not doing that. So I'm in agreements. We'll do the chemo, get this thing down, hit that ER again, Baylor Scott White, and then get into that stomach and see what welding needs to do to sear off and weld off whatever's leaking. Kind of like the little boy put his finger over in Dutch into the dam and saved the city. We need to get a finger in there and save the bear. Okay, let's do this. Knock on wood. We're finally getting in the journey to go. Yeah, about time. A real quick update. The last video or so, no, before that, we started using a blender because everybody's, you depend on your taste buds to enjoy life. And where I blended up that hamburger and everything, I said, that's so good. Well, it don't like going down the tube, so scrap that idea. Down to blending only strawberries, blueberries, carrots, celery, herbs, parsley, things that will go down into a pure pureed liquid, and then they will fit down through that small opening, because my tube is only inside is it's about 3 millimeter max, because it's about maybe 2.5 millimeter. But anyhow, got plenty of pressure. Got to go down in there kind of easy. But the angel I met over there in starting this deal at Weatherford, we called her Miss T. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you her real name because it's a beautiful name, Teal, T-E-A-L. She wrote a poem. I'm going to read this poem to you real quick. Teal, see what I was talking about? It printed out real small on the font. So when I said I had my daughter rewrite it, no, I'm not changing a word. I know you're going to be watching this, and we talked about that yesterday, but didn't change a word. All right. Tumbleweed, Texas. Say that again. Amen, 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 amen. Critters crawl. There's an owl on the wall. Now, if everybody seen my living room, my mother-in-law that's been passed on along Sammy's mom, there's owls looking at me in every corner of her wall. I haven't taken them down yet. So anyhow, I got all these owls. So there's an owl on the wall, and the shop dog Thor has fleas. So in the video she's watching, she remembers Thor, and then we had fleas. Poor Thor, I hated him to have to go, but he's loving his home. He's actually being allowed to sleep in the bed. But my niece, he gets a bath 2 or 3 times a week. He wouldn't let me give him one in a month. Pardon me. Anyhow, okay, and the shop dog Thor has fleas. You blend a mix of burger and mayo and iceberg lettuce and tomato. Chicken broth fries and beet juice too. All I have to say is, ooh. Complete the chain from chin to chin. Help someone go where you have been. All you can do is rely on him. Amen, amen, amen again. It's perfect. So I'm going to put this in my memoirs. I'm going to have it typed real nice and neat in a bigger font. And who knows? It might be in the Smithsonian Healing Cancer Group of America one day. Everybody tries to pitch in, things that help other cancer victims, especially, I'm sticking to this one. There is numerous other ones. But I did find out last night, and it passed the test. I took, no advertising. Who in the heck even makes these? Yeah, General Mills, somebody. take the, you know, I'm not much on instant potatoes, but I don't have time to boil down. Yeah, I take and I dilute these down about another 1/3 cup of water thinner. Then I take me some good old white gravy, Pioneer white gravy, and it has a little bit of black pepper in there, and I reduce it and I mix it up into a real fine, almost like water. I mean, it's got some good taste to it. I add a little black pepper, more, because taste buds need to be woke up, and that cancer needs woke up. And so I managed to do 1.25 cups, and it went down. I did not belch. I did not aspirate all night long. It stayed down perfect. And I told Teal I was going to tell her, you know, on the phone, it worked. Well, Teal, if you're watching this, try it. Literally. And I got it down, you know, I did it on the stove in a pan, but I let it cool way down to like a little above room temperature. But it sure was a good change. Speaking on the diet, I am fixed. I've got 10 cases that came, and I've already used about 8 bottles, 9 bottles of this, and this is from the Nesty, from Bader Scott White lady, Christy, and then come along, and then Mary and Bud brought over, and all in date. Now this is actually baby formula, but in a pinch I can do this and add protein, carbs to it, and the same ounce, same. All these are barn on dates, are still good for almost another year, so good there. Got 10 cases of that, and then I went over there to the radiation deal on last Thursday, and I got another 5 cases. I really like this because it's got the screw-on lid. Once you open it though, if it stays out on the counter more than about 4 or 5 hours, refrigerate it, pull it out, make sure you put it back to room temperature before you slide it down the tube. And you guys remember the Cannonball Run deal where the old doc had this thing full of vodka? That would be a treat. Can't drink beer, can't drink anything. Kool-Aid, yeah. Okay. The more humor I put into this, maybe the more somebody will come back and say, you know, cancer is really the craps, but let's go. I think I'll try giving Bear's sense of humor to my cancer and see if we can't run it off. Okay, that's done. Added liquid zinc. I've been crushing the daggum pills. My daughter brings me over some, and it takes less than a half a capful of this. Only about 3 days a week I put zinc in, and still on with the pawpaw. A must, even if you don't have my type cancer. Cell killer. It'll kill out the old cells and regenerate. And I'm noticing a big difference in the fleshy stuff that's coming out of my stool. We're big boys. You know, we can say stool. It's not the kind you sit on. It's the kind that comes out the butt. But anyhow, this is, along with, I think the forbenzazine is breaking that nasty old scar tissue of that cancer, because something's killing it, you know, and it needs oxygen, so this depletes its oxygen. And I still stay on the gabapentin, especially when I'm going through the chemo. They recommend it anyhow, but I still have neuropathy, and so this helps. I just break the capsule and put it in there. But that's, and when I do start getting aspirating and that acid overtaste in, and your mouth just tastes like you swallowed kerosene and diesel and battery acid all together, go brush my teeth with the good old, baking soda, salt water, toothpaste. I mean, the taste is unreal. Good old molasses. Raised on this stuff. 1 little teaspoon. everything's hunky-dory. It has some sugar in there. Mr. Brian over at BC Block, yes, we don't feed, but sometimes you got to do what you want. And sugar rate on this 1 teaspoon, blah, blah, blah. 4 grams of sugar. That's quite a bit for a teaspoon, I think. But got to do what we got to do. All right, off. Let's see what Dale Earnhardt says. Oh, 4:45. I need to leave here by 6. I'm going to go in there and get me some green tea. Green tea is real good. And I'm going to also, in this video, I'm going to post a 2-hour, close 2-hour. You can fast forward through it. These 2 doctors aren't advertising to make money. They have changed up and gone. They're both MDs. They haven't been kicked out of the medical field. They have been doing research and research and research on things to build the stem cells in our body naturally with good, healthy foods. And kiwi is one of them. Now, all these try to get organic or raise them without pesticides. But that and the kiwi, the pomegranate, you'll have to watch the video. On and on. And then there's certain ones that get substituted, like watermelon, it got substituted for tomatoes, people that are allergic to tomatoes. You take vine-ripe tomatoes, and if you're allergic, or you're grinding them up and putting them through like a peg tube, take seeds out. Now the seeds were beneficial. That bugs try to get in there. Well, the tomato generates not only to reproduce the seeds, but you'll have to listen to that video. It does a deal to help kill off bugs and stuff the best it can. It builds its own antibodies, and it builds its own stem cells to keep from getting nibbled up and killed by pesticide, or pest. Not pesticide, pest. All right, very interesting. And I didn't even fast forward. I couldn't sleep. I got up at 2:45 and I watched the whole thing to 5 o'clock and went back and forth, writing notes. So I've got some new ways to blend and keep healthy as I can during all this chemo. All right, we're off to get the blood transfusion, and I will add on some other clips into this video on the end, still pictures, and of the chaotic chemo area, because they're in the middle of remodel. As soon as I go over to that clinic, they're into a big remodel. So we're all crowded into the waiting room in the front lobby, but it is what it is, and hopefully by mid-November, I'm praying. Y'all pray for a mid-November surgery. I don't want to go into the 31st of December. I've already said maybe in another, because the insurance starts all over on January 1, and I lose what I've already put in to copay. And pretty soon we will be announcing, most likely going to have to do a GoFundMe. I'm going to try to hold my head above water as long as I can, but to move out of here, put everything in seed containers, sell the property, that's back to my goal plan now. Vehicles, I'm going to be listing the CJ5 Willys Jeep, the 28 Nash, the 58 Ford, all the tools, all the machinists, the lathes, on, and save back probably my big rolling game boxes and stuff, things like that to give to my sons and daughters, so they have, I got bukus of tools, so we'll be quiet about saying that, because the next thing I do is I will hear open the door, we want your stuff. We're the IRS, we're the BMW, we're the FBC, the FB, you know who. Okay. They're watching us, guys. I'm literally telling you, this camera, when you turn it off, it ain't off. I already proved that, because I laid that Tecum camera down when I messed around and messed up on a last Sunday on a streaming deal with Till. That camera was off and it was looking at my ceiling. Strange. All right, keep our channel, my channel now, Sammy Gone. Keep my channel going, and I'm gonna pass it on to the kids. Hope they'll keep it going. They'll probably change up the name, but I want to keep these. I'm not gonna. And Harold, please read that comment. Don't delete your good content. Leave that channel going. Leave it in idle. We're gonna come back. I'll be emailing you too quite a bit, checking on you, and I get to feeling better, or you. We'll meet up either in Houston or up here in Boyd, and bring a sleeping bag, and we'll talk Bubba jokes and eat barbecue. Hopefully, as soon as they fix this, we'll treat you to barbecue whether I can or not. I'll take you up there because it's the best in this area. It's Sam's Barbecue in Boyd, Texas. Look up the reviews, everybody. If you're in our area, that's where I treat you. I was treated to Stan and Phil, and I think they agree. It's maybe not top in the world, but it is good Texas barbecue. We're out of here. Everybody cooling off. We're finally getting 6 days of rain. Lightning last night and this morning, not a drop of rain. But they're calling for it 6 days. And pull us out of a drought, hopefully. And going to be down to 62 degrees tonight. Love it. We're out of here. Bears Rod Shop.